It is 9:30 now, and
in some deep trouble here. We've got a cast of nearly thousands here today. They're involved in the Night at the Wax Museum, the Cannon Valley Players presentation. They do this every year. Proceeds benefit various causes. They've benefited a lot of folks over the years. We'll let them tell you all about that. So we're going to get started right away here, because it'll probably take the first 4 minutes to introduce everybody that's here. If you could, Bob, introduce yourself and tell us what you play in the play, and then hand it on to the next guy. That'd be awesome.
This is Bob Lewis, and I play Violet in the play.
Violet.
This is Jim Housen, and I'm directing in the play.
Tim Dale, I play Rolf. This is Mark Morris, and I play Julene, sister to Jolene, in the play.
Is this Jolene?
No, I'm Mike McQuarrie, and I play Blackbeard the Pirate.
Oh, cool.
I'm Brian Dale. I play Ethel, little old lady.
Tim Fladden, I play Calamity Jane.
Steve Nordmeyer, I play Sundance Kid.
The Sundance Kid, how cool is that?
Chuck Larson, and I play Carrie, a high school snot.
Matt Rotho, and I play Henry VIII, the King of England.
All right. Morris and Son Seed is bringing us the show today. I'm going to let Mr. Morris come in here and tell us a little bit about his business.
I'm Dave Morris. We have Morris and Son Seed. We sell DeKalb and Asgrow seed. We also treat soybeans with the fungicide and insecticide. Actually, have been in business. Well, my dad started it in 1987, so almost 30 years.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? I've been at KDHL since June 1st of 1987.
Then you must be getting up in age.
Boy, that was really nice, wasn't it? Man, oh man, oh man. So tell us a little bit more about your business.
We've been in the Morristown area. We're just south of Morristown, and like I said, we sell the DeKalb and Asgrow seed. We also have just become a climate dealer along with that, so there's another program that we can do forecast and nitrogen recommendation, stuff like that. So,
how do people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of us on my cell phone, which is 507-339-2152.
Do you have a website?
We do not have a website, no.
Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, Chuck, I forgot. Who do you play again? You play a snotty kid or something like that?
My name in the play is Carrie, and I play a high school girl with an attitude.
You probably taught a few of those over the years.
Well, my daughter's been helping me quite a bit with the attitude.
Oh, I hope she's not listening.
Yes, she is listening.
Which may be why you said that, huh?
That's exactly why I said that. She's going to be mad, too.
Fun. Those were my favorite part when I was in plays, the cast parties. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Cannon Valley Players and their great Night at the Wax Museum production, which is this Friday and Saturday night at 7, 2 o'clock matinee on Sunday afternoon. But right now, Steve's going to take it away and take us right to the opening market report, and then we'll come back and talk about the Cannon Valley Players, all they've done for the community. You won't believe the number here of the amount of money that they've raised for all these community projects. Steve? These guys are wild and crazy, Steve, so you'll want to come out and watch this. The Night at the Wax Museum, the Cannon Valley Players presentation. Our show today, Service and Morris and Seeds. Telling me I'm an old man. Well, welcome back to the Morristown Community Center, the City Hall here in Morristown. I don't know who wants to do the honors and talk about how much money you guys have raised over the years, but Mr. Housen, the director, might as well. Have you directed every one of these plays?
No, I've been director since 2008. Prior to that, it was Pastor Wallace up at North Morristown, and he's the one who organized the event for the 150th.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm not going to try to say that because I wasn't here for the 150th anniversary.
That's fine. The sesquicentennial, yes.
Thank you, gentlemen. Apparently, Mr. Larson did teach.
Guys, they take direction well, do they?
Not at all. But I feel important when I'm talking. They give me that, and then they cut me down later.
Oh.
But no, they do take direction. They're real open because everybody wants to do a really good job, and I try to do my best. But with what they come up with on their own, supersedes anything that I've done. Yeah, a lot of it is spontaneous. We have people who show up for all three performances, just to see something different, because they keep it lively, they keep it entertaining, and they play with the crowd a lot. This year, we're breaking it all out. We've got cowboys, we've got pirates, we've got medieval emperors, and there's sword fights, gun fights. We're shooting for the largest explosion in Morristown this year.
That's a very good teaser.
We have a good quantity of firefighters on stage with us, so we feel that we've got the situation in hand.
Yeah, if that doesn't bring people, I don't know what will. Tickets are pretty reasonably priced here, too.
Yes, they are. We're looking at $9 for adults, $5 for seniors, $5 for students, and if you're under 10, you're $3.
Good deal. They pack the place, don't they?
Yes, usually Friday, Saturday, we can expect standing room only, on a good night. We've even had nights where, or matinees where the snow came down so hard, I almost didn't make it. But we still got about 70, 80 people in the audience, and the show will go on no matter what.
You hear that? The show must go on. It must. So, Bob, tell me about your character, if you would, please. You told us who you are. You told us you're a lady, which I'm having trouble visioning here. But
well, probably everybody will have trouble visioning it after they see it. I'm Violet Sneed. I'm the building owner, and I'm attempting to reclaim the building which my grandfather has leased to the called Tully Museum. So I have a son and his girlfriend who are my helpers to some sort. So, and that's my character.
Have you always played a woman in the play?
No, I have not. This is my second or third time
as a woman.
As a woman, yeah.
So you like playing women?
I don't know. Let me see. Well, it has its advantages at times, yes.
Really?
Yes.
What advantages does it have?
Well, I've got hit up on. I mean, I haven't been hit up in a long time, really. So I must be good looking, huh?
Okay, we'll go on to the next person. Tim Dale. Tell us about your character, Tim.
Well, Gordy, my character is Rolf. He's a bit of he's a high school student. He's a bit of a ladies' man. Picture late 1980s with a mullet, jean jacket, the kind of guy that would be burning donuts in the church parking lot with his hot rod. Kind of a dink, if you think about it, and always out for the lady.
This isn't typecast by any means.
No. But thankfully, I asked Steve Nordmeyer about his past, and he was able to tell me. And I'm sorry, Steve. I'm sorry. We weren't supposed to talk about that.
Everybody's ripping everybody today.
But that's the way it is here. We get along really well, and that's what makes this play go as well as it does. We have a lot of fun, and the cast in general gets along. I mean, there's a couple of us that hate each other, but we try and keep that secret.
Well, that's okay. I can understand that. Well, Mark, you've been doing this ever since it started.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get involved when it started, and I don't know, can't seem to quit, I guess. You want to know my character? I'm Julene, which is an elderly lady. I have a sister, Jolene, and along with 3 other ladies, we are the so-called Historical Society or Hysterical Society, whichever you want to call it. And we are the caretakers of the museum and the antiques and stuff that's been given to us for this museum from our uncle, our late uncle that passed. And so we are trying to get the museum up and going and having trouble doing it because of Bob and his characters. So it's quite interesting when you get the 3 elderly ladies together, 5 elderly ladies together to try and make this museum something to see.
So you use a cane or a walker or something?
You might see some of that in 1 or 2 of us. Yes, you might. Absolutely.
When you wear an old lady's dress.
Right? An old lady's dress?
Well, you know what I'm saying.
We'll get into character, but we probably look better than old ladies.
Okay. Sorry. So, Mike, you want to tell us about your character again?
Well, I play Blackbeard the Pirate. So, I in the beginning, I'm a wax figure that somehow becomes real during the play and creates mayhem looking for a piece of treasure. So you can't give too much away because we want people to come and see it.
Yeah.
So
you get to have fun, then, basically.
Yep. Lots of yelling orders and threatening people and being an all-around bad guy.
And you're involved in the sword fight, I'm guessing.
Correct. Yep.
Who do you have a sword fight with?
Butch Cassidy is who I get the sword fight with. Oh, and Calamity Jane. So I got two. I have actually 3 fights in the play. So get to throw my sword around a little bit and have some fun.
All right. Why do you do this?
Well, I might be the only person in the play that's non-Minnesota native. Jim too. I forgot about Jim. I moved here a couple years ago and kind of got thrown into it. I was told when I moved here that I had to do the play. So my first year, this is my 3rd year. In the first year, of course, they said you have to play a woman, and I was a hippie female with a beard. But once I was in it, then the last couple of years, I guess I'm kind of going with the bad guy thing. I played Thug last year and Blackbeard this year. So,
you have kids?
I do. I got a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they look forward to coming and watching. And I would say my 9-year-old, who helps me practice my lines, probably knows the other parts better than I know my own lines. So I have a little helper to help me run my lines at home in the living room and stuff. And
so you guys do memorize your lines? I mean, it's just not read out of a book?
Yes.
No teleprompter or anything like that?
Well, we have some help. Adrian O'Rourke, she's right up front there to give us support. If we get up there and we kind of freeze and forget what our line is, she'll start our line for us and help us out. So she's a big help to us while we're up there on stage.
So the kids don't mind Dad being a thug on stage?
Oh, no, they love it. They love coming to watch Dad in the play, especially the first year when I was a female hippie. They thought that was pretty funny to see Dad in a dress.
I bet they did. I bet they thought that was really funny. Brian Dale, tell us about your character.
Well, my character is an 83-year-old Historical Society member. Bit cantankerous at times. You can tell she probably was a bit feisty in her younger days. And hobbling around stage, trying to keep up, and just trying to keep up with what the heck is going on.
And Mr. Flatten, you were again...
Calamity Jane?
That's it, Calamity Jane.
By
the way, Mr. Flatten's wearing a beard.
Yes, like last year. I was a woman also, but it brings out my eyes.
Oh, okay. So you always wear a beard there?
Yeah, well, this was my 2nd year, and last year, right before the play, decided to keep it and run it, and I think it looked wonderful. I got compliments for keeping the beard and having the dress.
Yeah. So this is a line I assume that you use in the play, that it brings,
No, it's just a fact. Everybody knows it. That's about it. I mean, I get told all the time.
Okay.
I play an outlaw woman, and I've got 3 other people with me, and we're ready to pull the trigger at any moment, and we get to get into some fights, and silly pirates, they bring the swords, and we have guns, so it's always a good time.
It does sound like it would be a lot of fun.
It is. I enjoy doing it. Like I said, this is my 2nd year. I'd say the best part is when you're off stage, though, and after we have play practice, because we all hang out and, shoot the breeze.
Before I go to Steve, I'm going to let Mr. Morris step in here and talk a little bit more about his business. Hopefully he won't talk about my age, but he can if he wants to.
No, I won't do that again for you.
That's okay. Just
other thing we do, Gordy, is that we always have plots at our own place, so it's all local plot data. I've been doing that since Dad started in '87, so have a lot of plot data from local area.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's soil around here.
Yes, which has a lot of credit compared to looking at something from a long ways away.
Yes.
And for the last 5 years, we've actually had a population test plot that the DeKalb side puts in for us, and so they test populations right on our ground also to see how things work on that end. So a lot of information that comes right locally from us.
And obviously you've had good results yourself, or you wouldn't be going to DeKalb route.
It's grown since Dad started, and it continues to every year, so that's a plus.
What's that number again if people are interested?
The number would be my cell phone, which is 507-339-2152.
Okay. Thanks for sponsoring today, by the way.
Absolutely. Always love to do that.
Making our show possible. Steve Nordmeyer, you've been doing this, well, since they started. That was established earlier. Have you always been a woman?
No, I have not. Actually, when I first started, I don't think I even had a line. We sat at a card table and had cigars, and we were some cowboys playing poker. That was the very first year that I was in it. So I've been a woman a couple, 3, 4 times, something like that. This year I'm Sundance Kid, sidekick to Butch Cassidy, who's Randy Meschke this year. So Randy and I are kind of working together, and along with that we got Pancho Villa, which is Kyle Morris. So we're kind of the 3 cowboys, whatever. So we get to shoot our guns quite often if we want. So I was thinking that, the radio can be a little deceiving sometimes. Our director, Jim Housen, he kind of sounds really meek and, really nice on the radio. But when it comes to play practice, I tell you, it's like Jekyll and Hyde.
The switch just flips.
The switch flips, but, everybody listens to him. That makes people listen, so which is probably good. So he's got to get along good. So
he's got to crack the whip.
Yeah, he's got to crack the whip, and he does. When the time is needed, he cracks the whip. So
tickets are only available at the door, right, Steve?
Yes, correct. Yep. So it's first come, first serve as far as seating. Of course, the earlier you get here, the better. But we don't want you showing up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, of course. But the shows are at 7 o'clock Friday night and Saturday night, 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon.
You got to feel pretty proud of the fact that you guys have been able to raise almost $34,000 over the years to benefit the community.
Yeah. We got some extra helpers, as every year we got our director, Jim Housen, our prompter, Adrian O'Rourke. Our lights is handled by Bob Meschke, and our sound system is handled by Todd Schmidtke. And Danny Morris, he's usually in the Melodrum also. He decided to take a vacation this year and be gone. But he did come help build the set, and so it's a big help there too. Some people just show up to help, and even though they're not in the play.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Chuck, tell us about the set, if you would, please.
Well, it takes place in an older building that's being renovated into a wax museum, and we have several wax statues that come to life during the performance, and they represent key figures in history. Cleopatra and Henry VIII, and the cowboys Pancho Villa and Sundance Kid, and Butch Cassidy, Blackbeard, several others. And I just happened to be one of the high school kids who blew off class and had to do this extra assignment so I can pass and graduate. And I'm not very happy about being there, and have to put up with all this stuff, and it's a creepy place is what it is. And all these wax figures come to life, makes it all the creepier. And I have to run to protection from Victor Thunder and a couple of the other people that are miscreant students having to try to pass.
So the whole play takes part in the Wax Museum.
It's in the Wax Museum. And like I said, it's the group of teenage kids who have failed their history class have to make up this extra time so they can pass. And they've been put basically extra credit or summer school experience to get the credits to pass. And we have other things on our agenda, but the wax statues change our course and change our way of thinking.
It's very interesting. A lot of people hopefully will come on over and watch it.
I think interesting is a good way to term it.
Okay. Kind of bizarre. Matt Rosso, tell us a little bit more about your character.
Just again, I'm Henry VIII, King of England. In love, as I would call it. There's a couple of women fighting over me.
Really?
In the play, sorry. Yes. This year is a little bit different for me. I'm actually playing a guy part. So in the past 3 years, I've been a woman, and the cast always kind of votes me as the hottest chick. So I got to give somebody else a chance to win that prize this year. So
Chuck's raising his hand. Oh boy.
So I'm playing a guy this year, but like I said, I'm the king. I'm a wax figure, and there's Anne Boleyn, which actually is my queen, and then there's Queen Cleopatra. She's actually fighting for my love too. So it's fun. It's exciting. So
you get to wear a king's outfit, or how's that?
Yep, I'm going to be dressed up as a king. So as I'll be up there most of the time, like I say, when play starts, we're wax figures, and then we come to life and kind of reenact what would have happened back in that day, and then we go back to wax figures as it finishes or whatever. So
you've played a guy before this?
I have played a guy like once or twice, but most of the time I'm a woman, because like my part usually gets picked before I get here. So I actually got to pick my part this year, and I wanted to change it up a little bit easier. So.
Okay, so you don't like playing a woman?
I don't mind. I like playing a woman, but it's a lot easier to be a man. Of course, you know, it's a lot harder to find clothes that fit you as a woman, shoes especially. You know.
So what happens when you go to a store looking for shoes?
You get some odd looks, and they're wondering, and then you got to ask questions, and it's kind of odd. And then you just tell them what it's for, and then they're actually really interested about it and think that's really cool what we put on here in just a small town. And you know, there's a lot of people that come out just to watch this. This is one of the big weekends in Morristown every year. Some people come watch it all 3 times, because it's usually the same thing that happens every night. You know, we ad-lib a little bit, and people act a little different each day. So, you know, some people don't want to miss it. So they got to come every time. So
you never know, something really memorable might happen.
Yeah, and all 31 of us, we put a lot of hard work, and none of this would be possible if we didn't have us. And of course, Jim Housen, he gives a lot of time, and just for being the director. So none of this would be possible if we all be a part of it. So
you want to mention that?
Like he was mentioning, we go into a store and dressing as a lady, we do get some looks and ask some questions, but some of us have gone multiple times to places like the Clothes Closet and Fashions on Central, and they all love the play. They all come to the play, and when we walk in, they know what we're there for, and they try to help us the best that they can.
Oh, that's fantastic. Of course, those 2 places are in Faribault, right?
Fashions on Central is for sure, and the Clothes Closet is also. I haven't been there. I guess I go to Fashions just because they have such a selection for us, and go down to the basement, and a lot of people have helped us from there every year.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Again, Steve, because you're close to the mic there, do you want to go over the performance times again for us?
Performance times at the Morristown Community Center. I'd like to make special mention that they donated, the city council always donates the use of the facility for the weekend and 2 weeks prior, because it takes us a while to build the set and everything. So we'd like to thank them for donating the community center to us. Show times are Friday night, this Friday at 7 o'clock, Saturday night at 7 o'clock, and then Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Get tickets available at the door. Thanks. That's today's edition of AM Minnesota. Thanks to Morris & Son Seats for sponsoring our broadcast. Tomorrow we'll be doing state tournament wrestling all day. We're hoping Kenyon Wanamingo participating. First match is at 9 in the morning against Caledonia. Till then, this is Gordy Kosfeld. Have a great day.